Today I'm going over the 2024 electoral map, and I'm going to be doing a three-part video in stages going over all the states that I know for a fact Donald Trump will win in the 2024 presidential election. The next video after that will be all the states I know for a fact Kamala Harris will win in the 2024 presidential election. And then the third video will be the states that I know for sure are going to be the toss-up states that really, in theory, could go for either candidate in the 2024 election. At this time, it's just we cannot say 100% that this state will for sure go to one of the candidates. So just to show you what I mean, I'm going to start with the state of Idaho and start with Donald Trump and just show you what I mean. The state of Idaho and its 4 electoral votes, if you look at the 2020 election, Idaho was won by Donald Trump by 30 points. And it's more likely than not that is going to happen again, at least very similar margins. Idaho, we know for a fact, will be safe for Donald Trump. The state of Montana and its 4 electoral votes now, 3 electoral votes back in 2020, was won by Trump by 16 points. Again, we're not expecting much of a change here. Montana will be a safe Republican state for Trump in 2024. The state of Wyoming, 43 points. I believe the biggest margin victory for Trump. No doubt here, Wyoming and its electoral votes will be won by Donald Trump in November. Now we're going to go to North and South Dakota. North Dakota, 33 points for Trump in 2020. South Dakota, 26 points for Trump in 2020. Both of these states are going to be safe for Donald Trump. The state of Nebraska. Nebraska is a little interesting because Nebraska and Maine both divide up their electoral votes in a congressional district way. So the way they do it is the winner of the overall state vote gets 2 electoral votes, and then there's 1 electoral vote for each congressional district in the state. So Nebraska has 3 congressional districts, and Maine has 2. For Nebraska, when you look at statewide, and this website I'm using actually does a very good job of breaking things down, the Nebraska overall, the state, I'm not sure if it has it on here, but it does have it, excuse me. 19 points won for Trump overall in Nebraska. So we know Nebraska statewide is going to go for Donald Trump. We know that for a fact. And we can also look at the breakdown of the counties. The 3rd district in Nebraska was 53 points for Trump. That will be a solid Trump win. And Nebraska's 3rd. Now we can also take a look at Nebraska's 1st, which was a 14.9% win. We can expect Trump is probably going to win here by over 15 points, assuming he improves in that margin. So Trump will win there for sure. Nebraska's 2nd district, I can actually not assign that for Donald Trump because there's a pretty good chance that district actually goes for Kamala Harris. So Nebraska's 2nd district is not a lock for Donald Trump to win. We move to the state of Kansas now, 14.6% win for Trump in 2020. We can probably expect this state will be a similar margin, but Trump will definitely win the state of Kansas. I have no doubt in my mind about that. We go to the state of Oklahoma, 33-point win for Trump. That state will definitely be going red for Donald Trump. Just to give you a quick update, Donald Trump has 34 electoral votes so far. We're going to go back out west now to the state of Utah, 20 points for Trump in 2020. Trump is definitely going to win the state of Utah, no doubt about that. We're going to go south, or I guess west on the map, south to Alaska. A 10-point win for Trump in 2020. I actually wouldn't be shocked if Alaska's margins of victory is a little bit smaller, like under 10% in 2024. I would not be too shocked, but I still think Donald Trump is definitely going to win the state of Alaska. So Alaska, we know, will be a Donald Trump state, but definitely one to keep an eye on. Now we're going to go to the state of Texas, a state that is very big, only a 5.6% win for Trump in 2020, a state that Democrats for years now have been trying to contest, trying to flip this state. And look, Texas has gotten a lot closer in the last few elections, no doubt about that. But still, I think Trump is going to win this state pretty handedly. I'm not sure. I don't think it's over 15%. But I think probably like a 9 to 10% range, Trump is going to win the state of Texas. So Texas and its 40 electoral votes go for Donald Trump. That brings him up to 83. Now we're going to go a little quicker in the south. We're going to go Louisiana. That will be a red state for Trump. Arkansas will be a red state for Trump. And Missouri will also be a red state for Trump. So we're just going to do these states very, very quickly here. And now we're going to go to the state of Mississippi. 16-point win for Trump in 2020. That will be safe for Trump. 25 points in Alabama. That will also be safe for Donald Trump. And now, real quick, we're going to go to Tennessee and Kentucky. We're going to look at them really quick. Tennessee, 23 points for Trump in 2020. Kentucky, almost 26% in 2020. Indiana, 16 points. We know these are all going to be safe states for Donald Trump. West Virginia, we know will be safe for Trump as well. South Carolina, it was 11 points for Trump. It may be under 15 percentage points again, but we know South Carolina will be going for Donald Trump for sure. That gets Trump up to 165 electoral votes. So that is pretty much all the Republican states that we know for sure are going to be 100% safe. Now there are a few more states I want to talk about that I'm less confident on being safe, but I think will be Republican nonetheless. First is the state of Iowa, where it's going to be very, very close in terms of being over a 15% win for Trump. Iowa was an 8.2% win for Trump in 2020. I do think Trump will outperform this number. I'm not confident, though, it's going to be over 15%, which will put it in the safe column. So I put Iowa in likely, but I am very confident Iowa will go to Donald Trump in the 2024 election. Next, we're going to move to the state of Ohio and its 18 electoral votes. Donald Trump won it by 8% in 2020, an improvement from 2016. I fully expect Ohio to go for Donald Trump. I actually think it's possible Trump improves his margins here, maybe gets up to 10% of the vote or so. But I think Ohio is definitely a likely state for Donald Trump. That gets Trump up to 188. And now the final state I'm going over for states I know Donald Trump will definitely win, and that is the state of Florida. In 2020, Trump won the state of Florida by 3.4%. So you may be thinking, how can you put Florida as for sure a Trump state when he only won it by 3.4%? Well, in 2022, Governor Ron DeSantis won the state by over 20 percentage points, and the Republican Party has gotten a very big voter registration lead in Florida since then. It's definitely going to be a bigger margin for Trump in the state of Florida. Florida is going to be a likely state for me right now. Not over 15 points, I don't think, but I think definitely over 10 points, where Trump is going to win Florida big in 2024. So right now, these are all the states I can say with 100% certainty I believe Donald Trump is going to win in 2024. And of course, there's a lot of gray left on the map. That is by design. We're going to be going over Kamala Harris in a future video and the remaining toss-up states. But, I mean, when you look at this map, it really isn't too surprising. Every one of these states, except for a few, was won by Trump in 2020 and 2016. And, I mean, aside from, I believe Indiana went for Obama in 2008, but that was a Romney state in 2012. Iowa and Florida and Ohio were not Romney states in 2012, but Trump won them both, or won them all in 16 and 20. And we pretty much, barring some sort of seismic collapse, we know Trump is going to get 218 electoral votes. So that's where Donald Trump starts off the electoral map at the bare minimum for Trump, as I think he starts off with 218 electoral votes. Maybe if Kamala Harris has an amazing night, like better than Obama in 2008 performance, she would be able to win Florida or Ohio or Iowa, but nothing I've seen in polling so far has indicated that she'll have an election that is that well. So Donald Trump, I think, starts out with a floor of 218 electoral votes. That'll do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to stay tuned in the coming days for my next video, which will be going over all the safe states for Kamala Harris. And then for another future video after that, all the states that I consider a toss-up state going forward. That'll do it. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in a future video.